everybody. How are you guys doing on today? I am super duper excited because I get to hang out with Joss Wood on today. First of y'all know I am fangirling. I love me some Joss Wood. She is hanging out with us today. And guys, we're bringing you Christmas, okay? It's almost that time of year, and this is the perfect book. If you have not read any Christmas books so far this season, let me just tell you, this is the perfect book to start with, and it is Confessions of a Christmasholic. We are hanging out with Joss Wood today to share a little bit with us about her new release. And of course, Joss, for some of those who may not know you, I would say introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, hello, evening. It's evening in my part of the world. It's also summer. And if you see me glowing, that's why, because it's been like 40 degrees for the last, 6,000 years. I'm in the 7th level of hell. So it feels really strange to be talking about snow and Christmas and all those wonderful chocolatey things. And I'm feeling, but I'm a South African author. I've been writing for Harlequin Desire. We've spoken about my books for Desire here before. I also write for Harlequin Presents. And now I'm also writing for HarperCollins UK. And this is my first book with them. I can't even think. Woo. But there we go.
I love that. Well, congratulations, Joss, on your first HarperCollins UK book. And let me just tell you, I'm super duper excited. Thank all of you for joining us on today. Of course, you guys already know what to do. Like, tag, and share, and tell everybody to come on down to the cafe. Of course, if you are stateside or what have you, it is probably your lunchtime for some of you as well. So, hey, grab a hot beverage or whatever of your choice and hang out with myself and Joss Wood on today. Hey, Veronica, thank you so much for joining us on today as well. As I said, guys, we are hanging out with Joss. And Joss, I am so ready to get into this book. And one of the questions that I want to ask you, I'll follow up because you did mention it a little bit about, the time of year that it is where you are versus when you wrote this book. But before we get into all of that, okay, Joss, I love a cover. Okay. Tell us about this cover, my friend.
Isn't it awesome?
What was it like when you saw that this was going to be it?
It was, to be really honest, when I first saw the cover, it didn't have all the baubles and the ornaments on it. So I've asked them to put that on. Because my book starts off with my heroine, Sutton, who has a few too many tequilas and wanders onto the lawn of my hero, Gus, and destroys all his outdoor decorations. She also finds him kicking a Santa, an inflatable Santa, but you're going to have to read that little scene on your own. And she destroys 2 of his ornamental pot plants on the way in. So This was an amazing cover. I loved it from the first bit. It's so festive and so fun and so bright and colorful. And I really like the bit about the tinsel, the lights around her foot, which looks like she's about to trip. So I love it. So it's great. It's just a happy cover. And I think it's a happy book. It's a happy book. It makes me laugh. Made me laugh.
It does indeed. It does. Hey, Myra, thank you so much for joining us on today. Hello, Caitlin. Thank you guys for joining us. Hello, if you guys are just joining us on today, we are hanging out with the one and only Joss Wood on today, guys. Her latest release, it is Confessions of a Christmasholic. I tell you, it's a great read to start the season or what have you. And as Joss said, there is laughter in there. I love a grumpy sunshine. There is grumpy sunshine. There is a single dad, a hot single dad. By the way, there's twins, there's a pig. Yes, I love that. Now, Joss, before we get into the book, you gotta tell us about this title, Confessions of a Christmasholic. Tell us about that title. And was that your original working title? Or that title evolved? So spill a little bit of tea.
So maybe I should tell you about how I came to write this book, because that is all linked up. So I was talking to the editors at HarperCollins, One More Chapter, and I was talking to them about another project I had on the go, and they said to me, we're looking for somebody to write a Christmas book. So I said, me? And they said, we're looking for somebody to write a Christmas book where somebody destroys decorations, me? And And they said, we've got a title. I said, that's okay. And they already had the title of Confessions of a Christmasholic.
Okay.
And so they said to me, all we want you to do is somebody walks onto somebody's yard and destroys their Christmas decorations. And they said, go for it. And I initially thought that I was going to have, the other thing that they said is that somebody owns, the heroine owns a Christmas store in town.
Okay.
Nah, don't want to do that. I think I'll do it the other way around. We'll have the hero owns the Christmas store.
Yes.
And that was all that they told me. And then I started throwing ideas at them and they said yes. And I threw more ideas at them and they said yes. And they were absolutely marvelous. And I had such a lovely time. And I think I've told you before, it is a great cover, Veronica. And I think I've told you before that I write with Catherine Garbera. So she's my writing partner. So I'd be writing a scene and I'd say, the twins are doing this, or one of the things that she's snorting cocaine. And I would be laughing my way through. And it was just, this book made me fall in love with writing again in a very big way.
And Joss, I totally get that, because when you read it, you'll totally get what Joss is saying. I mean, there are moments where you are laughing out loud, you're clutching your pearls. There are moments where you're like, did this just happen? And Joss, I love how, even at the beginning, it's almost like if blame it on the alcohol was a moment, blame it on the tequila was a moment, she totally had it.
Far too much tequila. Tequila is not a good thing. Just putting it out there. Tequila is not good, ladies. Don't have it.
Oh my goodness,
are
guys!
You there? You sentence.
Right,
you are there.
Oh my goodness, guys, if you are just joining us, we are hanging out with Joss Wood, guys, her latest release, Christmas Confessions of a Christmasholic. And I promise you, we'll be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of it. It is available in ebook, is available in print, and we will be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of it. And I promise you, if you have not read it, you would definitely want to get your hands on a copy of this holiday read as well. Now, Joss, I want to ask you a little bit about this phrase, because I've seen this when people kind of describe this particular book, that it's like a Hallmark Christmas vibes with a whole lot of spice. What comes to mind when you hear that?
I think it's about the warmth that a Hallmark movie has. And I mean, we all love Hallmark movies, and we all know that there's going to be a happy ending. Yeah. And that's why we watch these movies. And there's always the Christmas Hallmark movies have always got the Christmas trees and the whole essence around Christmas. And I love the idea of somebody who's feeling quite alone, a little bit homeless and a little bit lost, who finds her place at Christmas. And I think that's very Hallmarky. And when it's a little bit spice, well, there's a little bit of bad language in it, and there's a little bit of naughty times. But it's not erotic. It's just, listen, if you read my desires, it's just cool. Spicy. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Mm-hmm. Hopefully but it's fun. I mean, we've got all the Christmas things in there, and you've got hello, Jennifer, look at you. Hello, gorgeous thing. You've got the most amazing set of twins. And I have to tell you that Rosie is maybe my favorite character. And here, Rosie's 4, and she's going to end up ruling the world. And if you read the book, you will find out why.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Now, I want to ask you this because, first of all, we love our Christmas stories and all of that good stuff. But to be able to write a story that has children in it or what have you, what is that like for you? Because the twins, oh my goodness, you got to love the twins.
The funniest thing about it is that, like, somebody had a review and they said, well, they didn't actually like the way that Gus treated his children. And I thought Gus was pretty okay. And I think it's really, really important. I mean, I've had children, is to portray them naturally. And I don't like cookie cutter children. I mean, I really didn't want to write two little blonde angels who sit on top of the Christmas tree. And these are most certainly not two little blonde angels. So that was really, really important to me, that I portrayed them quite realistically, and also had the moments where you do see that kids are hard. Kids at Christmas time are hard. Kids generally are hard. And maybe I took a little bit of revenge on my children. I don't know. But it was lovely. It was just fun just to, I mean, I've got young adults now. It's been a long time since I had a 4-year-old, and it was fun to write them. It was fun to go back there and just be a mom and, just remember all the fun times.
I love that. I love that. Now, one of the things that I enjoyed about this story is all the tropes and the sub tropes and the mini tropes that you put in here. And as we said, I want you to talk a little bit about that. Like, what did you enjoy? Kind of like throwing those little bits and pieces in there. Like we already said, there's the hot single dad, and then this is like it's a Christmas rom-com, guys. So I'm kind of trying to paint the picture for you. But as y'all know, it's Grumpy Sunshine. Oh my goodness. That was like totally a winner for me there. But what was that like, kind of putting all those things into this story to make it what it is, to bring it to life?
You know what? That's a really, really hard question to answer, because I don't actually know how I did it, because it really was just one of those books that just worked for me. I sat down, I wrote it, and I had a beta reader, Tosca. I don't know if you're there. I owe you. I think she might have come on. I owe you such a debt of gratitude. She helped me a bit, and then it just kind of came. The character, I didn't have to force the tropes.
Oh, good.
Which was just amazing. They just kind of all slotted into place, like this big jigsaw puzzle I was playing with. And the words
I
were
love that.
puzzle pieces. And when I said that it was easy, I mean, maybe the writing gods are going to smite me and a bolt of lightning's going to come in. But it genuinely was just one of those books that just flowed. It was like a movie, and I was struggling to keep the words to describe the movie that was happening in my head.
Oh, wow.
I think I'm a bit psychotic, actually.
Well,
but yeah,
Joss, I would tell you this. There are some super fun scenes in here that some of them I could just imagine if I was like a fly on the wall. I mean, some of the scenes were like a hoot, and some of, like I said, you were literally like clutching your pearls. And I mean, let me just tell you this. Sutton, like, she totally pulled at my heartstrings from like the beginning, like, and guys, I don't want to give too much away because I definitely want you to go and read the book, but she was just pulling at my heartstrings, and I was like, oh my goodness, does this like really just happen to her, or what have you? But to even feel the chemistry between the two, like kind of like radiate off the page, that was like awesome as well. Like I said, and then throw in those two adorable twins, or what have you too. And then it's Christmas time. I mean, all of this stuff was like in this book, or what have you. But guys, if you're just joining us, I am hanging out with Joss Wood on today. So you already know I'm super duper excited about that. But her new one, her latest release, guys, Confessions of a Christmasholic. It is live and in color, and we will be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy of it. And if you have a question or two for Joss, put it in the comment section. We'll be sure to include you. Now, Joss, I know you shared with us that they kind of like put it out there about this particular book, what they was looking for, and you was like, me, I can do it, or what have you. But once you kind of got all of that in your mind that, hey, I'm going to do this story, what came first for you? Was it these amazing characters? Was it, Sutton character? Was it Gus or the twins or their neighbors? Was it the characters, or was it the plot? Because there's some plot in here.
No, it most definitely started with Sutton. So I wanted to be Sutton, who was a little bit lost and a little bit out of her elements, and she's very much out of her elements at the beginning of this book. And so I was trying to figure out why. I mean, please don't for 1 minute think that I condone reckless drinking, but I wanted to have a really good reason why she had quite a few tequilas. She's come out of quite a tough situation. She's in a tough situation. She's looking for something, and how she stumbles across this Christmas house. And it was really, really important to me. And I didn't want to have a breakup. I wanted to have something quite different about what was motivating her. And I don't really want to go into that because it's quite a strong strand of the story.
Yeah.
And it's quite different from normal romances about what drives her.
Right.
But basically, the question I was trying to explore is that can you get as hurt from familial love and platonic love as you can from romantic love? Yeah. And that was the story that I wanted to explore with Sutton. So then with Gus, I thought, well, I kind of wanted him to have a same sort of wound, for want of a better word, that he's needing to get over. And it had to be linked to Christmas.
Yes.
And those two kind of like intertwined, and their emotional journeys kind of worked in the same way, kind of sort of similar, but not. And they both helped each other through it. But there were definite similarities within that. But then, you've got Moira, who is Gus's ex-mother-in-law, and she's a character and a half as well. And so I wanted to bring these other characters in to not to lighten the mood, but they weren't always there just to they highlighted certain arcs of their journey, which but it was really just an exploration of love and the hurt that love can cause and the redeeming power of love. That was for me quite important. So yes, it looks like a real light and fluffy book, but there is a strand of maybe something a little bit deeper in it. I think, and I think just underneath the laughs.
And and I definitely think, Joss, you had a great balance of balancing it out. And even if things got, and guys, we don't want to give you too much. We want you to definitely go and read the book. Once you read it, you'll know what we're talking about. But yeah, I definitely think that there was a great balance in that, because sometimes, there was some heavy issues that they had to discuss and things of that nature, but it was a great balance, like you said, with the last that you got out of it as well. But of course, their journey and the storyline as well. Guys, if you are just joining us, we're hanging out with Joss Woods. And guys, we're talking about Confessions of a Christmasholic. If you have not gotten your hands on a copy of it, I promise you are ready and you will be willing to read this amazing, amazing story that has like all the feels as well. Yes, Myra, I love Christmas stories as well. And of course, guys, if you have a question or two for Joss, put it in the comment section. She'll be sure to answer. And Joss, go ahead. I think you was about to say something.
I was just going to say that the other thing I wanted to explore, which I've just remembered because I'm old and I remember things like 3 hours later, is that is the idea of what you're ready for and at what point of your life. So, Gus says she gets involved with a single dad. Is she going to take on 2 kids? Isn't she? Is she ready for that? Isn't she? Not everybody is at every point of their life. So you're going to have to read the book to actually see how she works through that. But
yes,
I wanted to explore that as well, just a little bit. We don't always have to conform to what has always been written, and in our lives, what works for somebody might not work for you. Somebody else might not work for you.
And Joss, I know that you are going to read us a short snippet. I know that they're on the edge of their seats waiting for that. But before you do that, if you had to describe, let's start with Sutton, since you said that, once you knew that you were going to do the story, it started with her when things started coming together. How would you describe Sutton's characters to us?
How would I describe Sutton to you? Oh, whew.
A
little bit more complex than I think that people realize. I think that she grew up in a house where she was really responsible for her 2 younger brothers. She's finally managed to be an adult, and this trip overseas is her breakout, her gift to herself, to putting herself through college. It's a long held dream. Something that she was going to do with her best friend. It's just, and that all falls apart. And this trip is not quite turns out to be what, and life kind of smacks her in the face. And it's how she actually picks herself up and deals with that. And so I think that she's tougher than she thinks she is. And aren't we all? Aren't we all a little bit tougher than we think we are? We're stronger than we think we are.
Yeah.
And we forget that. I mean, we're women.
Yeah.
We're great. We're wonderful. We're brilliant. We're so much better than men.
Yes.
So that's Sutton.
And speaking of that, Josh, this is me like kind of splitting the topic or whatever. Age gap. This is the age gap as well, because usually I don't read a lot of age gap, but I was like, okay, all right, I can get with this one or what have you. So I wanted to mention that as well. That is the age gap. That's another trope that Joss threw in here as well.
Not a huge age gap. It's not a big age gap.
Yeah, it's not a huge age gap. It's not a huge age gap. But I like the way, first, like when he found out her age and he was like, oh, okay, or what have you, as well. Now, tell us a little bit about Gus, aka Mr. Christmas.
I think that sometimes guys get a bad rap, and I think there are lots of very decent, nice, lovely men out there who are just trying to do the best they can. And Gus is one of those guys. He's found himself as a single dad.
Yeah.
He's a widower. He's trying to raise two, at best, precocious children by himself. He's trying to be a good son-in-law to his wife's mom. He's trying to be the person this village wants him to be. He's trying to do his best. And in this world that he's now finally starting to find his feet after his wife's death. It's been a couple of years. He's starting, but he's definitely not ready to venture out there. And then the South African tornado careens into his life and turns it all upside down.
Right.
And it's about how he is forced to face his past, how he's forced to face loss, accept loss, move on, and still trying to be grumpily trying to be the best he can be.
Right. Yeah.
And Sutton's a bit grumpy as well. I mean, let's be honest. She's not exactly a ray of sunshine all the time either.
Right. Guys, if you're joining us, we're hanging out with Joss Wood on today. Confessions of a Christmasholic. Guys, it's a good one. If you have not gotten your hands on it, we would definitely be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy. And Joss, Veronica had a great question I'm interested to know as well. She said, what part of the book was the most fun to write? Or you could give us a snippet, because I know that there may be more than one or what have you.
I laughed my way through writing the scene where Sutton meets Moira, who is the lady of the manor, and she's Sutton's mother-in-law. And Moira does not approve of her because Rosie, Sutton's daughter, has got the wrong end of the stick and has given her the impression that Sutton snorts coke, which Sutton doesn't. But that was quite funny. I quite enjoyed writing that. I didn't think I'd get it through the editors, but I did. The other scene that I found quite fun, because it was kind of based on English traditions, but also my twist on it, was the English version of mumming and the plays and the Christmas carols, where Sutton and Gus's friends Will and I've forgotten his name. I can't believe it. Go mumming, and they go singing Christmas carols, and the villagers come out and tell these guys what they want them to do. So whether it's a dance scene, whether it's Shakespeare, whether it's a carols, and these guys who are ship's entertainers do it. And that was quite fun because it goes back into old English traditions, back into pagan times, and that was quite fun writing that. What else was fun? Oh, the whole book was fun. Just putting it together, I laughed my way through it, and I think I'm incredibly funny, but that's just me.
I love, and Johnson, thank you so much. I mean, Veronica, thank you for that question. I mean, she gave us several scenes that was fun for her to write, and then in addition to the whole book as well. So thank you so much. So guys, the moment you guys been waiting for, I know you are ready for Joss to read you a little snippet from Confessions of a Christmasholic. So Joss, I'm going to allow you to set up the scene and let us know what you're reading to us, and then you may begin, my friend.
So Sutton, it's the next morning. Sutton is lying on Gus's couch. She has got a huge hangover, and she's about to meet the twins for the first time. So this is 2 pages, and this is how it goes. Is she dead? No, but she wants to be. A finger pulled up her eyelid, and a sharp light hit her eyeball and drilled into her brain. God, ow! Sutton squeezed her eyes shut, her stomach roiling as a spiteful nose played dodgeball with her brain. Pain whistled through her, accompanied by a pushing sensation on her upper arm. She lifted her other eyelid a fraction of an inch and frowned at the toy syringe pressing into her bicep. Do we need to draw some blood? The voice sounded like one of the munchkins from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Sutton was happy to let them proceed, provided they brought her an IV drip of rehydration fluid and morphine to chase away her hangover. A soda packed full of sugar and caffeine, followed by a full English breakfast, might also do the trick. Tequila, you bitch. You aren't my friend, and you didn't make me look cool. I need to hear her breathe. A little hand snuck under the hem of her sweater, and Sutton yanked in her stomach as something cold and plastic touched her lower ribs. Through the slit of her eye, she saw a golden-haired moppet, 3 or 4 bending over her, the buds of a toy stethoscope in her ears. Navy blue eyes, the color of old-fashioned ink, met hers, both concerned and frustrated. You've got to breathe in and out, she bossily informed Sutton. How do I know if you're dead or not? She was dead. She had to be. Why else would 2 cherubs, a boy and a girl, be checking her over? Someone had to check people who were really dead when they arrived at the pearly gates, right? If not, there would be mass confusion, possibly overcrowding. Could heaven get overcrowded? Was there a heaven? What happened when you died? Had she passed over? Where was she? The bump on her cheek is a bit blue, a small fringle drilling into her cheek, accompanied the pronouncement by the boy cherub. Pain ricocheted from her cheekbone and exploded in her head. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, not dead then. She just wished she was. She lives. This voice was much deeper and darker, like rich chocolate over brushed steel. Nice. Sutton opened her eyes a little wider, turned her head, painful, and looked past the little boy in a navy sweatshirt into the eyes of the man who had beaten the crap out of Santa last night. Dark hair, not brown, but not black, a shade between the two. Another pair of deep blue eyes, as dark as the little girl's, a long nose with 2 distinct bumps on the ridge, and a sexy, sexy mouth. His thick stubble showed flecks of grey. It was a nice face, attached to a spectacular and obviously very fit body. He wore dark jeans and another thin, long-sleeved T-shirt, this one dark green. Big feet and battered hiking boots rested on the coffee table between them. He held a large travel mug in one hand. The smell of excellent coffee wafted over to her, and Sutton considered mugging him for it. But that would require her to move, and she wasn't up to that yet. She wouldn't be for a few hours, or days, possibly years. She was warm and this long couch was comfortable. The munchkins could carry on examining her while she was unconscious. Sutton sighed and felt herself sliding off into sleep. Oh, no, you don't, deep voice said.
Guys, oh my god, Joss. Okay, first of all, thank you. That is one of my favorite scenes when the morning after, when she wakes up or what have you, and the twins are checking to see if she's dead or alive, guys. They're playing doctor, okay? So that was like super cute for me as well. But guys, Joss left you at a cliffhanger, so you definitely got to read this book to find out what happens when that deep voice speaks, okay? I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Joss. Now, of course, you already know we got to play a round of Christmas. We got to play a round of this or that. But because this is Confessions of a Christmasholic, we are going to do this or that Christmas edition. Are you ready?
I am.
All right, let's get started. Okay, first up, Joss. Okay, color lights or white lights on the Christmas tree? Color lights or white lights?
White lights.
Okay.
I'm older now. When I was young, when my kids were little, they had to be colored, but now they can be white.
Okay, I love that. I love that. Yes, Caitlin, I agree. Caitlin said, great snippet. It sure was. It sure was. Caitlin. Okay, Joss, Christmas socks or Christmas sweater?
Christmas socks.
Okay.
But it's sunshine.
Oh, go ahead.
Just remember that it's really, really hot where we are. Okay, so it's like half these things. It's like, okay, I'm trying. So I'm trying to imagine myself in a cold climate with snow.
Yes. Okay, Joss. Okay, pretend it's cold. Okay. Apple cider, hot apple cider, or hot chocolate?
Does the apple cider have alcohol in it?
Hey, look, whatever
Apple
floats your
cider.
boat.
Or hot chocolate with whiskey, but apple cider.
Spicy apple cider. Joss Wood style. Okay, let's just say that. Okay, Joss, a Christmas wreath or a Christmas bow?
A Christmas wreath or a Christmas
bow?
Bow.
Like a Christmas ribbon?
Wreath, Wreath, definitely.
Okay, now Joss, okay, in your world, Christmas in the city or Christmas in small town?
Oh, Christmas in the small town. Preferably on the beach with a barbecue, lots of cold beers and seafood.
I love that. I love that. Johnson, thank you so much for playing a round of Christmas this or that with us on today. And guys, I know that you are ready to hear how you can get your hands on a copy of this amazing story. We will definitely be sharing that with you as well. And of course, there is a giveaway on today, and I'm going to allow Joss to let us know what that giveaway on today is going to be.
For those of you who know me, I live in South Africa, and to post books, which I would love to do, would maybe get to you by Christmas next year. So I'd like you to read this book sometime soon. So I'm giving away 2 author review copies, ebook copies to 2 of your lovely listeners.
I love that, guys. So exciting. So 2 of you, not 1, but 2 of you will have an opportunity to win a ebook copy of Confessions of a Christmasholic. And of course, Joss, you know how we do it here, my friend. I'm going to go up and down the comments section. You're going to tell me when to stop. And those 2 individuals will be the winner. Okay, I'm ready when you are. Let's go.
Stop.
Okay.
And
Myra Cook, you are the winner, my friend, of one of the copies. And then let's see. Oh, give me 1 more second, Joss. Okay, let's start again. Okay, I'm ready.
Stop.
Okay. There you have it. All right. Jennifer Copeland is the other winner. So Myra Cook and Jennifer Copeland, congratulations. Let me just tell you, y'all gonna be ready to read this one. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, Joss, for everybody else who is ready to get into this story, how can they get their hands on a copy of Confessions of a Christmasholic?
So it's been sold in all. It's been sold in the US right now as an ebook. But I just before I came online, I picked up a message from my editor saying that they are shipping paperback copies. So if a paperback copy is what you want, just hold on for maybe a week or 2. I know they are selling them on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Amazon UK have got paperback copies, but the US ones are coming soon. So if you don't want an ebook, it is there. And you can go into my Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. Look for Joss Wood Books. Everywhere you'll find me, and you can find all my links to them.
I love it.
And thank you, Caitlin. DM, and I'll send it to. Oh, thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, sweetie. That's great of you. It's so sweet.
I love that. I love that. So there you have it, guys. It's available in ebook. It's available in paperback as well. Of course, you can hit Joss up in the DMs. You can go to her website. You can check out her backlist as well there too. And of course, once you guys read it, definitely leave a review. I know that Joss Wood would be so appreciative of that as well. Now, Joss, before we leave, can you share with us what did you enjoy overall about writing Confessions of a Christmasholic?
I think it was just really nice to explore female friendships, which are explored in this book, and the power of female friendships is what I'm trying to say. That was really interesting for me to explore. I love just writing a small town romance, and just hopefully with 2 really real flawed people who manage to find each other, make make each other happy. And I'm a romance writer. I write books to make people happy. And if I made somebody smile, then I've done my job. So thank you, Veronica. I do have a big backlist. So if anybody wants to check it out, they can look at it on justwoodbooks.com. There are a lot of books.
I love that. I love that. Well, Joss, thank you so much for hanging out with us here at the cafe.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Sharing with us your latest release, Confessions of a Christmasholic, as well. So, guys, we've definitely shared with you how you can get your hands on a copy of it. We'll be putting that information in the comment section as well. Now, Joss, please tell our friends, how can they stay connected with you?
Just really, it's very, very easy. It's just Joss Wood Books. And that's my hand on all the social media. So whether it's TikTok or Facebook or Instagram or wherever, Joss Wood Books is where I'm at. So look for me there. And I'd love to connect with you. I love chatting to people. I don't always post about my books. I post funny things and weird things and strange things and author things and mommy things and motivation things and anything that's crossing my very rabbit warren mind at the time kind of gets spewed out there. But hopefully it's a fun place to be, and come say hi, pop by. I'd love to see you there.
I love it. I love it, guys. Be sure to follow Joss Wood on social media, as well as go to her website. If there's a newsletter, sign up for her newsletter, all of that good stuff as well. And be sure to check out a couple of her books from her backlist. And again, like I said, definitely once you read her book or any of her books, definitely leave a review as well. It has been amazing hanging out with you guys.
Just one more little thing. Just to romance people like you who help us promote our books, and to the readers, Desire, as you know, is coming to an end, and we are so sad about that. But we're having a massive Desire authors party. We've got like over 40 people on the 28th of December on the Desire authors Bon Voyage page, and you can look on my Instagram and you can join up there. That we're going to have games and giveaways, and we're just going to say goodbye to this awesome line that we all so loved writing for, and pop by and say hi and find out where we're going next or what we're doing next. As I said, there are over 40 authors. And Angela, thank you for having me. It's always such a pleasure being here. I love being here. I have the best time. It's always a laugh.
You are so welcome, my friend. And thank you for hanging out with us and coming to talk about your latest release, Confessions of a Christmasholic. And speaking of that, Joss, as well, you also have a Presents book. Is it coming soon? Can you tell us a little bit about that? I think I saw it today.
I do. I have a Christmas Presents book as well coming out on the 28th of January, and because in menopause and I don't remember things, I can't tell you what it's called. A 9-month deal for his husband. That's what it's called. I'm brilliant.
There you have it, guys. So guess what? Go pre-order that as well. I love that.
And that's also a Christmas book. And it's set in Iceland, which is really interesting. So it's very snowy and very cold and very Christmassy as well. So
I love that.
What can I tell you about that book? That's an awesome book. I love that book.
I love that. Thank you so much
for mentioning
that.
That's why I love you.
I love that. Well, Joss, it has been amazing hanging out with you on today. Thank all of you for joining us on today as well. As I said, go out and get you a copy of Confessions of a Christmasholic, and definitely tell a friend to tell a friend. And you guys already know that books make great gifts as well. So gift a friend a copy of this book. Also do a buddy read. That'll be awesome as well. Joss, we're so appreciative for you hanging out with us on today. We want you to have an amazing day. And as we say to everybody at the end of our show, have an amazing day, because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining.